What did you feel when you first finally got into the meat of the power? What went through your brain? How did it feel?
My ancestors grundle, just like blowing through it. This makes me lose my dick a little bit. Once I jump over that hurdle of seeing like the 80s portrait style of my family come on my brain screen, I think then I can just eat it. It's like all the evolution of survival just kind of starts bubbling to your brain's surface. It's fun though. It's so much fun.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we have a fun Whitney episode here for you. You are about to take your maiden voyage on the 2021 CBR 1000 Triple R SP Fireblade.
You
Do you think it has enough names?
No, it needs more. Definitely needs more.
So, we are going to get you out on this bike, and this is your first leader bike, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you rode the ZH2, but this is your first leader bike, race bike.
Yep. I can't wait to see how finicky it is and how uncomfortable it is, and all my sport bike experience. It's really going to help me kind of tap into what this machine is all about.
All 4 sport bikes.
All 4 sport bikes, yes.
Nice. Okay, well, mount up on this bike and let me know how it feels for you.
Oh, it feels so great. This is aggressive.
Get your feet up on the pegs and then tell me how he feels.
Oh my God, dude, this is nuts. This is nuts.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, what? How are you supposed to ride this? Why
You're
does
supposed to
Yammie
just do
take it
this
home?
all the
You
time.
just hug it all the time?
Well, let's get you out on the road because it's not very fun sitting still. And I, of course, am on the big Italian banana today because I just like it so much. All right, you are officially on the CPR. How you feeling on there?
I feel like a little clownish. I'm like, oh yeah. I feel like a frog.
You actually look like you're properly sized for that motorcycle.
Stop it. You gotta race like this?
Yep. And the craziest thing about that motorcycle is, and I still don't have the fortitude to trust in the computers, but the computers make it a lot more rideable,
Yeah.
It means you can lift the wheel and the bike's not gonna like loop or do anything scary.
Still in first.
First gear ends at 95 miles an hour, Whitney. You can literally ride that bike without ever shifting gears ever.
Woo! Every time you get to ride the Fireblade, an angel gets to jerk it.
Now, how do you feel? This is one thing that we noticed when we were riding it. How does the front end feel to you? Like, do you feel how just light, delicate it is?
Yeah, I feel like it's cutting through some sort of space-time continuum.
I've never felt a front end so sophisticated on a motorcycle that just, it does all the work for you. It's so, you're just along for the ride when you ride that bike,
Oh, 100%. Gosh, this exhaust rattles my cerebellum, but I like that.
And we're gonna get you out to a road where you feel more comfortable playing with the power.
Yeah, I think that's on Saturn or something. Everybody look at this clutch. I barely move it and it's just like, let's go, let's go.
It feels really angry, right?
Angry.
Like
it feels like it just woke up. Yeah, and it needs a cup of coffee. I can't tell if I'm projecting though.
When I ride that bike, I get this sensation of just unworthiness. Like I'm just not meant to ride it. It always makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong by being on it.
I 100% feel very insignificant getting on this bike.
Yeah, it's like if you want to make yourself feel like you know nothing, get on a bike like that.
Guess what? My back already hurts like a little.
It's a super uncomfortable place. The ergonomics are unbelievable.
You know what? I think this bike makes me want to be a better person.
Really?
Yeah, because I always question my mortality when I ride a sport bike. And it's like, to think of people who can just man this machine as fast as they possibly can, it makes, for some reason, I'm like, man, that would be sick.
Like, you got to go somewhere and just train like Goku for, 15 years, and then come back from a mountaintop and then be the ultimate rider, the ultimate version of yourself, right?
Yeah, that's what this bike kind of makes me want to do. I want to be a better person.
That's the first time I've heard somebody say that a bike makes them want to be better. All right, you got a nice, long, wide turn here coming up where you can sort of feel that front end. This is where, this corner right here is where I first popped my leader bike cherry and opened up the R1, the giveaway R1.
Oh my God, you guys are nuts.
So you've got some runway here if you want to do the same.
Get some testicles. I need to go to the testicle store and buy 2 pairs. Yeah, 2 pairs, so I have a backup pair. Cause holy barely getting into it, and I'm a cafe racer kind of gal. This makes me lose my dick a little bit.
It is a genuinely hairy motorcycle to ride. The way the power comes on, especially towards the top end, is actually kind of scary to me too. And I've been riding these silly bikes now for 2 years, and I still don't have the fortitude to really run that bike out because it's just so apocalyptically fast, There's this hurdle I have to get over where I see my family flash, and it's so funny because I've got a trust issue with sport bikes, right? I don't know them very well. They don't know me very well. But it's like, once I jump over that hurdle of seeing like the 80s portrait style of my family come on my brain screen, I think then I can just eat it. Yeah, everybody's got these little mental blockades they got to get over with these bikes. And I'm right there with you. On that motorcycle, they come up hard for me.
It's like all the evolution of survival just kind of starts bubbling to your brain's surface. It's fun though. It's so much fun. And I was talking to Yammie, and he said, get 40 track days underneath your belt and you will reach nirvana. And I was like, okay, that sounds great. That's exactly why I'm going to refinance my mortgage, buy a Ninja 400, and learn how to reach that nougat of the candy bar of life.
Yeah, it's when you really kind of crack the nut, then you can sort of start to appreciate what that bike is trying to do.
The yeet energy is the caramely nougat center.
Yeah, I mean, you need to have such a, like, I don't have the base level of skill to really understand what makes that bike so special. I can sort of get it because I've been riding around on a whole bunch of different sport bikes, but because I don't have that much track time, it still doesn't, like, I don't have a full appreciation for how amazing it is, right?
No. But like I said, I feel like I want to be a better person in this kind of disgruntled way. Like, why do other people just get to tap into that and ride this bike at 180 miles an hour while I'm like seeing my family flash before my eyes at 87 miles an hour?
Yeah, right?
I love how it feels though. I like the low end torque. Also, I think it's funny that people tune in to like Whitney's gonna rip it, and then it just turns into like this therapy session about the psychology of mortality and going fast. I'm like, you know what? That's who I am. I'm not gonna try to fake it for the cameras. I'm gonna sit here and have an existential panic attack on a fire blade because I applied to be a video editor, and here I am.
Honestly, at this point, I think people who tune into the Saturday Whitney videos are here for that existential crisis.
Welcome to the Whitney universe. I'm not going to eat it into the sun, but I am going to get inside your head, because that's where I belong.
All right, well, why don't we cut it over to us on the highway where maybe, just maybe, you can get into it.
Yeah, maybe you'll see me guys hit 70. All right, this is why we're here. Hashtag slow mommy over here.
All right, let's get over to it.
You know what's really funny? It just dawned on me that I'm riding a fire blade in front of a lot of people. I forgot to look cool. Like I'm too busy panicking about my mortality, not being like, oh, this is really sick. Just me and Spite hanging out on movie star bikes, trying not to melt.
We are just chilling out on two awesome motorcycles.
It is cool with this bike and this front end. I don't even think about turns.
Right?
It just doesn't. That is just getting onto the highway, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't even do anything. I just wanted to go that fast.
Yeah, you gotta get into it a little bit more. Just like second gear, and just I'm not even gonna tell you to go full throttle. Go as much throttle as you're comfortable with, and let the power build to a little bit over 10,000 RPM. And remember, when you hit 10,000, you still got 5.5 left.
5.5 more?
Yeah, it goes to 15,500 RPM. God, it looks so cool, Whitney. It looks so goddamn cool.
I gotta tap into looking cool, man. I gotta care about that somehow. This is fun riding. This feels great on the highway, as weird as that sounds. I'm kind of getting used to the ergos now that it's been, I don't know, 13 minutes.
Yeah, the ergos on that bike definitely take some getting used to, for sure. If you're gonna hit it, I'd hit it before this guy pulls out in front of you.
Damn it! God damn it!
Up to 10,000?
I think I beat my pants! Spite, I think I beat my pants!
What did you get it up to? Did you see?
I think 100. That's what I've got in me today. That was nothing, I know, compared to you guys, but we sell diapers at the YN Moto store in case you're like me and you need a existential soaker pad to soak up all the pee.
Man, it really is like earth-shattering, right? How fast that thing is.
Oh my gosh. So many things just happened. I think I felt one of my ancestors like hop on the back of the bike.
Just like some avatar spirit guiding you through one of your past lives, you know, just reaching through time to give you guidance.
Just to hop on my shoulders as we As we barely get the throttle open on this.
Man, it's one of those motorcycles for me where I get on it and I do some stuff and I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm putting it back in the shop. It's gonna be there for a while. I'm not gonna touch it. Yep, I put it back. I'm like Indiana Jones in the first movie, but in reverse with the golden idol.
You just put it back.
Yep.
There's a whole movie of us just putting the Fireblade back.
Well, speaking of putting it back, we got to take it back to the shop, and you have to report to Yam what you thought about your first time on the blade. Let's go do it.
Bye!
There you go, there you go.
I think there's a little poop in my pants.
Do we need to stop and get you a fresh pair of underwear?
Yeah, I think there's an underwear store right up here for people just like me.
All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed Whitney's raw impressions on her vlog, and I have not heard how she thought about this machine, and now we're gonna get a debrief on your experience on the Honda Fireblade, one of the most top-end leader bikes that exists. It was your first time riding 1,000 cc's, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to double check because you rode the Busa and the 1098, which are like similar, but this is like inline 4, ridiculous top end power. What did you make of it?
I feel like we need Yammie Noob monk ropes.
Why?
Because it honestly feels like I'm a little different riding this.
What's funny is Spite actually had the same reaction when he rode the R1. Like, it changes you. It does change you.
And I don't have the testicular fortitude, as you guys say, to be like, oh yeah, 120, blah. I'm like, I don't have that yet. I'm working towards it because I'm an insane person.
It feels good to...
It does.
Yeah,
it does feel good.
Yeah.
But getting into that, I see those 80s style portraits of my family just like blinking. And I'm like, this is the strangest hurdle. But I'm gonna keep going. You know, it was like, that was the first baby pull.
So was it like a fear of death? Was that what it was?
It was an existential panic attack.
Okay,
I had it all the way, well, no, not all the way here. There was a point where I said to Spite, hey, I feel cool now. Like all of a sudden there it is. There's the cool, I'm not having this moment of facing my mortality. I feel cool now.
Okay. I love that you've not given me any feedback on the throttle, the brakes, the handling, the actual performance of the bike.
Wait.
All she's said so far, ladies and gentlemen, is she saw photos of her family when she... So again, when we tell you guys these bikes are fast, this is what they do to people, okay?
You know,
like this is...
so funny filming you guys so many times. That's what you talk about, and it's gone. It evaporated it from my brain.
Yeah.
Okay, ergos at first, hated it. I felt like a clown. I don't ride like that. I don't ride on the track like that.
Yeah.
It felt very like I needed a fez and a clown car.
Yeah.
On a $30,000 motorcycle.
It's a very peculiar ergonomics package. It's so just like, you know.
13 minutes into it, very different. Very different. You start to understand it a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's less scary leaving parking lots and whatever.
Right.
And a little bit, oh, okay, I get it now. I'm supposed to be a frog on this machine.
Yes, just a nice little frog on it. Okay, so you got it out on the highway. What did you feel when you first finally got into the meat of the power? What went through your brain? How did it feel?
My ancestors' grundle just like blowing through it. Like that's how crazy it felt.
Yeah.
Sure, it's a little bit hairy, but there was a little bit more trust with this machine versus the 1098.
There's a lot of computers that are helping you keep everything in check, you know.
And I just feel like I'm like dipping a toe in. I mean, I'm not doing anything. 85 feels like 20. I mean, it's just, it's a whole, this is another planet in terms of riding. From somebody who doesn't ride sport bikes. Yeah,
like you are decidedly not a sport bike person so much. Even though you do own an XSR 900, you don't really ride it in that kind of way, you know? Like this is very foreign to you as a platform for motorcycling. As a street bike, what did you make of it? Because
I would go to the grocery store every day on this thing. Because
it's so hardcore, ladies and gentlemen. There you go.
I just want to pull up to H-E-B and just park it in front.
You put a milk crate in the back? Yeah, no, it's ridiculous that anyone thinks that this is like a bike you could just poodle around on the street. I mean, first gear ends at 95 miles an hour. Like, did you notice that the gears are just like infinitely long?
Once again, I'm not able to, my RAM isn't big enough to like wrap my head around what's happening with the power. You know, you're like, wait a second. You know, it's just, it is, I can't imagine spending a weekend with this bike and growing your RAM. It just like plucks it back into your brain.
It does the thing that we've talked to you about where like you start riding faster and faster and faster bikes, your whole sense of speed starts to get warped. Everything starts to get warped. 100%. You start riding these, you know, 10.98 Turbo Busas, Fire Blades, you ride them on track too, like all of a sudden everything feels slow and stupid no matter what you're on, you know what I mean?
So you're jumping in the space-time continuum to nirvana.
Exactly.
Which we talked about yesterday, like you're like, you need to get 40 track days and there's the nougat. There's where you become one with the bike.
For you guys at home, Whitney, we were riding back from the drag strip and she's asking me, when do you get that moment of like being one with the machine and not thinking so much when you ride? And I was like, like 40 or 50 track days. And she's like, sick. Okay, great.
I called my mortgage company. I was like, so can we refinance this?
Let's just pull all the cash out of it, refi, so I can do this. Did you like it? Did you like riding it? You loved it?
Well, okay, so I told Spite, this bike makes me want to be a better person. And
it has that feeling of excellence, right? I said that in my first vlog where I was like, it feels like a trust fund kid who makes straight A's, and you're just like, can I even be around this person? Like, am I worthy, you know?
I felt smaller suddenly.
Yeah, you feel stupid, and you're like, oh, you know.
But I felt like a disgruntled, I want to be a better person. I want to hold the door open more, and it makes you, well, I don't know who else it makes reflect about how they interact in society, but that's what it was doing. And I'm going to give it a thumbs up because I want to be a different person after I ride a motorcycle.
Okay, yeah, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, buy a Honda, you'll try to aspire to be a better person, I suppose. I love that. I love that, you know, you ride something like this and you're just like, I can do better in the world, you know, because Honda did this, you know, so I can hold the door open for my grandma because Honda made this motorcycle, right?
And a whole reflection of self out on the road.
Yeah.
It may have been a combination of the 110-degree weather and like sitting at stoplights and then the mirage coming off of this.
Yeah. There is definitely that feeling of excellence with this motorcycle. It's just so refined and so buttoned up, and the fact that Honda sells it this way for anyone who has the means to go buy it is absolutely crazy. Would you recommend it? And who do you think should ride it? Because clearly, although it made a life-defining moment for you, there was a fork in the road for you here. But who do you think should have a bike like this?
Everyone.
Everyone. I think everyone should experience it. I don't know if everyone should own it. I think some people definitely should not own this motorcycle, but I think everyone, as you can tell, Whitney had a somewhat Nirvana-esque experience ringing this thing out. And I think motorcycles have those kind of powers, man, honestly, like they do.
Every 32-year-old mother should ride this bike.
Okay.
I think it'll make you a better mother.
Whitney is a mom, if you guys didn't know.
I'm projecting onto this machine. It's cool though to get a taste of that. It's really cool you can't fathom being able to just, touch excellence, okay.
Yeah,
the end.
It's so cool that you can approach what like this caliber of motorcycle is, you know. I think that's really cool. Final thoughts on it?
Final thoughts. I want to be a better person. Every time you ride a Honda Fireblade, an angel gets to jerk it.
Wow, we have to bleep all that out.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
That's not.
Ancestors jumping on my shoulders to come along for the ride.
Yeah. They're like, we toiled in caves for millennia so that you could be here in this moment.
They're lifting me up. They're in the engine case making the pistons, go up and down. So. There.
That's great.
Is that enough?
I think that's enough. Yeah. So if you guys didn't know, Honda Fireblade's a fantastic motorcycle, and we're giving it away for free. So hit the links down below and check it out. Whitney, thank you so much for riding.
I'm gonna go smoke a cigar now.
She's gonna go smoke a cigar to get some of those, rustle those jimmies out of her body. And if you haven't ridden a 1000cc motorcycle yet, clearly you should at least once. If you're scared of them, don't be. They have lots of electronics. Go out and ride them and have some fun. We'll get to the next one. See you later. Keep watching Yammie Noob.